Hello, Smoky Valley. It is Wednesday, May 13th, and it's about time I brought you up to speed again. I haven't talked to you for quite some time, so I just wanted to let you know kind of the status of the district and where we are right now as we close out another school year. It's hard to believe that this year is over. We've been through a lot together in the last 8 weeks or so, and I just want to thank you parents and the patrons for being very patient with us, having faith and trust in our educators in the district and what we've tried to do with our continuous learning plan. I want to thank our staff, our teachers, our administration and leadership team, our food service personnel who have worked so hard to try to make some decisions about protocol and basic procedures as we move forward. You know, what's really hard is trying to make decisions based on something that's never happened before. You can ask yourself, well, how did we do this last time? How do we normally do it? There's no precedent set for some of the things we've had to do. Your students were diligent for the most part in some of the work that they've done, tried to learn online and tried to connect with their classmates and their peers um, virtually, which has been extremely difficult for many kids. So thank you all for your patience and working with your kids. Some of us are having a hard time with a house full of children or kids trying to look at the computer and stay focused and establish a regiment, a routine to get their homework done. And sometimes it's very difficult. You know, this is not something we signed up for. Teachers want to be with kids. Kids want to be with their classmates. This has been extremely difficult. So I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of where we are as we wrap up. Many things have been canceled. I want to thank again the people that put together the virtual graduation. I saw lots of posts and students, some of our seniors in their caps and their gowns, and families gathering together in small groups to celebrate those graduation activities. So that was very moving to me and to some of the people that I've heard from. And so we appreciate the fact that we've been able to bring closure to some of those seniors ready to go off to college or to careers or wherever they're headed, and we wish them the best of luck. You know, several things have been canceled. The Viking tour, the annual trip we take every year. Some of your children have already gone on that. Several of you were planning to go this year, but that has been canceled to Washington, D.C., the trip in July. Prom is now officially canceled. We will not have a prom this year, and that's very unfortunate to those juniors and seniors. Driver education may be a question for some of you. Driver education right now has not been officially canceled at this point. We are tentatively looking at a possible date in July. We're not going to really announce that yet or take enrollment until we see what happens over the next 30 to 45 days as we move through the rest of May and into June. If we decide to have July and the protocol still stands for the governor and our educational instructors are ready to go, we will make sure that we contact all of those eligible for possibly having driver ed later in the year. You have maybe seen some announcements about checkout. The last day for our kids is Friday, May 15th. We will have check-in, check-out, bring back your devices on Monday, the 18th for Soderstrom. They will have that from, I think, 4 to 7, 4 to 7:30. It is posted online. The secondary students, all letters have gone out to all of those parents. So if you didn't receive it yet, you will in the next day or so. Those are scheduled over the 18th, 19th, and 20th. In the evening, 5 to 7:30, and kind of broken down. We will be following protocol. We ask your students to wear a mask, and we will have hand sanitizer on the spot, and we ask you to bring your devices in. We will go through those, drop off anything that does belong to the school, and there may be some items to pick up as well, but I think mostly it's just a drop off and a checkout for our kids. Summer activities, we met with coaches today. High school activities director Kai Swisher did a nice job with our coaches going over Kansas State High School Activities Association protocol for the summer, who can begin practices, the conditioning piece of requiring 10 days of conditioning prior to going into camps. We have established quite a list of activities for our kids this summer. Hopefully we can follow through with that, including working out in the weight rooms, gym activities, and camps. We are not allowing other students from other schools to come to our district for tournaments or for camps. We want to keep this very closed to just Smoky Valley kids and keep it safe in that respect, following the guidelines set forth by the state of Kansas and also the Kansas State High School Activities Association. And as we move through the phases set by the governor, allowing more students, we'll follow that. But one of the pieces that we have in place is all guidelines are subject to change based upon the revisions by the county or state officials. So you'll be receiving information about that. None of our students are going to be able to get on the gym floors or into the weight room or in our facilities until at least June 1. I believe the city has set June 15th for some of the recreational activities, so check for that information as well. But when we do allow students on our gym floors for volleyball or basketball or start doing some other activities, we will be following a very specific protocol with taking temperatures at the doors. We're going to be wiping down balls and surfaces that people may be touching. We're going to be asking all students to use hand sanitizer. We have a whole list of protocol in place, and spraying down with spray bottles. We're going to spray down towels and weight room equipment. That's going to be tricky because we'll have to do a lot of wiping down. So we want to ensure that your kids are safe if they come to summer activities, and watch for camp information. That'll be published in the paper. We're going to also make sure that it's published in social media. So as we work through the summer, we're going to have to take that day by day, and that is subject to change at any time. Now, a lot of people have questions about how the new year is going to start. What do we expect to happen in August? Are we going to start regular activities with students packed in buses and back to school as normal? Well, honestly, that is anyone's guess. We know what the goal of the Kansas State Department of Education is, and that is to start school as normal. That would be our goal as well, but we may not have a lot of control over that. And as we move through the year until a vaccine is developed, we may see starting regularly and then having to move to a stay-at-home order later in the fall if we get a second wave. And if that happens, we have to have another protocol in place, very similar to what we have done over the past 8 weeks. Now, the State Department is working on some more specific guidelines, and if you realize what happened this last time, we had a spring break in a week to kind of put this all together, and it was the first time for all of our teachers to be able to do that, teach virtually. We will have more specific guidelines, so we will be working hard over the summer, being prepared and flexible, but being prepared for a variety of things. It could mean a shorter day. It could mean students coming on different days. It could mean half of the class coming one time and half coming again to keep the numbers down. Practicing social distancing while we're here. Lots and lots of questions. How do you do band? How do you do recess? How do you do vocal when we have students standing shoulder to shoulder? Classes of 24, do they need to be cut down? Can we have them all in a small room? Lots of things to address as we move forward to the next year, but that again is anyone's guess as to what's going to happen. We have had to take these last 8 weeks at a day at a time, so we anticipate that as we look forward to something that's going to happen 3 months from now or longer, what's it going to look like? We don't know. I'll try to do a better job of keeping you updated on a more regular basis. Thank you for your support, Smoky Valley Public Schools. And that's basically all I have for now, and I'll try to talk to you in about a week or so. Thank you very much.